Next photo, oh yeah, what happens here is the chariots have charged the sword. I've skipped a couple of photos because I've skipped a couple of turns here, but what's happened here is the chariots have now been charged by the eagle with the star lance, and the scorpion's out in the open as well. In the background, you can see a unit of archers on the hill, and there's a unit of shadow warriors behind them. That's because the scorpion actually pursued them, and they fled through the spearmen over here and fled past them. The reason the spearmen have fled over here as well is because they got charged by, I think, the scorpion, and they fled as a result, and the scorpion only went 7 inches forward. So that's how things have ended up, and we're in High Elves turn 3, I believe, and he's rammed his guy into the side of the chariot. So let me tell you how that combat works out. Obviously, he doesn't use the Talisman of Loic, because that'll half points it. It'll take him down to 1 wound. But he failed. He missed with 2 of his attacks, and then he failed to wound with the spear, the lance. Sorry, so he did no strength 7 wounds to my chariots. And in fact, I almost won the combat. It was a draw, and it would have been crazy if he had fled. But no, didn't even happen. And it's a drawn combat, so that could have been a game winner right there. We'll find out what happens later. Next picture, what's happened here is that in the Tomb King's turn 4, the king has flown over with his cloak over to the hill with the archers, who have turned around and charged the Illyrian Reavers, who have opted to flee. So that is what that has happened in this particular picture. The king has now failed his charge over the hill here, and the chariot, the guys are sitting there, but at least my casket hasn't been charged yet, so that's looking good. Very nice picture as well. Next photo, the noble is still over here, just duking it out with the chariots, but neither side is winning this combat, so really lucky to have my chariots alive there, and the noble just sitting there twiddling his thumbs, doing very little. So game's starting to turn out very interesting. I think I definitely would have lost this game had he just crunched through the chariots and then just charged my next unit of chariots like that and wiped everybody out. But hey, you know, what can you do? You're Tomb Kings, sometimes you have bad matchups, and this could be one of them. Next photo, oh, looking very bad here because the High Elves have sent 2 units of cavalry around behind my lines here, but I'm now responding in my turn by moving the Tomb Guard around to magic move them into the archers. I've already done so in the far background with the archers charging the Illyrian Reavers in the flank. These are the same Reavers that fled from the before but rallied and then marched all the way over here because the fast cavalry, they opted to flee. They're allowed to move after they rallied in that case, and that's what they did. But really just trying to protect my casket from cavalry charges here, and turning units around and attacking is the way to do it. Was the way I thought to do it. Note my Princess unit of chariots in the background there. I've had 2 opportunities to move forward and charge so far, but I've been playing it very conservatively, as I usually do, and just opting not to charge the big unit of swordmasters because I'm too afraid of fluffing it and dying. And he has got a battle banner there, and he's not. Well, he is immune to psychology, so I didn't really think the big unit of big unit of chariots there was enough to take out the swordmasters. Next photo, though, the king moves over behind the chariots, and the scorpion previously, this is the magic phase during which the picture is shot, and the scorpion was within 6 inches of the king. So the king initially tried to cast urgency to allow him to move in to attack the noble and save the chariots, but he dispelled that. But he didn't dispel the king casting urgency on the scorpion, so the scorpion charged over to where the archmage is, attacks it. Okay, it's got 4 attacks, and I need to get 3 wounds on it. A killing blow would do it, but I rolled 4 attacks, 1 miss, 1 hit, and 2 poisoned hits. And then it was a 2+ to kill him, so he did kill him. So poisonous blows onto the archmage, killing it outright. And I didn't even lose the scorpion as a result, even though the archers are on a hill with a rank and a banner. So that was a really nice move there. It paid off for me, nailing the archmage, so no more magic to worry about, and no more dispel dice from him except for the 2 he's got. Plus he doesn't get the +1 to dispel anymore because he's got no elf mages on the field. Very cool stuff, but of course my king's sitting out there doing nothing. Next photo, the victorious archers. You can see the looks all over they've got the look of victory all over their skulls there, over their faces. They've pursued the Illyrian Reavers off the table, and they are looking pretty. And yeah, the chariots in the midfield still doing nothing. But game's turning out to be very interesting indeed. Next photo, what's happened here? Okay, so in the background, the chariots have pursued the noble away. They actually beat the noble in combat amazingly and pursued into the enemy archers who didn't stand to shoot, but they held. And the chariots mowed them down. which was lovely. But in the meantime, he's charged my chariots, the Prince's chariots, with his BSB. So that's a bit more of a problem because BSB Battle Banner D6 combat res, and I've got no impact hits here. And the result of this combat had him winning by 3 and destroying a chariot, but I've now got the opportunity to bring the king back, as you can see in the background, and he's got nothing to shoot at the king with because his archers in the background was one unit of archers has been destroyed, and the other unit of archers on the hill was in combat with a scorpion. So this is his turn. He used his combat phase to kill a scorpion, but he didn't get all of his shots off. So very, very interesting game so far. Next turn is Tomb Kings, and the Scorpion in the foreground's moved around. The Swarms tried to charge the Swordmasters in the flank. A desperate attempt to maybe kill a Swordmaster or two, get some points, and lower the count that I have to deal with later on. In the meantime, the King has flown back, so you can see the King about to shred the enemy BSB with a Battle Banner in front there. And because he's only got 2 Dispel dice left, no scroll. I've got the Lich on the casket there. To help getting him into combat, so I think I'm going to be able to do it. Really running out of problems to deal with at the stage, but I've been losing a lot of guys in the process. Next photo, just a better look at what happens here. The king casts urgency on him, gets into combat, swipes the BSB in a challenge, and kills him outright. So that threat was dealt with. Next photo over here, you can see the swarm's still in there, but the swarm just gets butchered by the Swordmasters. Only gets 1 kill, but you know at least that's something. Trading a 40-point swarm for a 15-point Swordmaster can be worth it in the long run if that trade allows you to deal with the Swordmasters later on. Next photo, the king has destroyed the BSB and has overrun into the Tomb Guard, and it looks like the Swordmasters are about to charge over here, so this could be very interesting. We're going to go to the next photo to see what happens, and during his turn, the Swordmasters move in, and in combat with the king, they wipe out tons of Tomb Guard. My king challenges his general, which is the noble on foot with a Reaver bow, and kills it. But I lose the king. The Swordmasters pass the curse, and then in my turn, I charge into the flank with the depleted unit of chariots here, with the prince and just the chariot with a banner. And they absolutely crush the Swordmasters, wiping them all out. But he's brought his eagle back into play over in the midfield there. And in the far background, my single chariot is charged into his Shadow Warriors, doing 0 damage and dying. So that's it for my chariots. But it was worth a shot. Otherwise, they were going to get shot to pieces. So yeah, you've got that. And in the foreground here, you've got the 5 remaining spearmen charging my scorpion. Let's go to the next photo. Yeah, you can see that in better detail what's going on over here. The archers have moved off the hill so that the chariot can't charge them, and the Shadow Warriors have just ranked. Well, we haven't even bothered just rank when you charge them as skirmishers, they're supposed to rank up next to the chariot, but they just killed the chariot anyway, so no big deal. And next photo over here. Noble has taken 1 wound. The eagle has taken 1 wound. The chariots and the Tomb Guard have moved out to the midfield. But that is it for this little situation here. He's got a decision to make, really, whether to charge the chariots and try and kill a prince or to charge the Castle of Souls. Next photo, you've got a lone skeleton. Because I've lost the Hierophant at this point, what happened earlier is that the Hierophant got shot by the Reaver bow. Sorry, I didn't mention that, guys. By the way, the Screaming Skull catapult actually blew itself up with a misfire and left the Hierophant on his own. So that's what happened. The Reaver bow noble killed him. But this is a 1 single archer from my unit of 10, which is left alive at the end of the game. Unit strength 10 originally, but now down to 1 guy. And the Shadow Warriors moved in to assassinate him, but we're out of range. So this triumphant looking guy, look at his pose. He's so triumphant. I managed to net me 40 points there. And what happened in the final turn is that the noble charged the Casket of Souls and destroyed it. So it turned out to be a draw, unbelievably. Wow, very exciting game though, and a very innovative army list. So props to my opponent for trying something cool out, and we'll see how he does in the tournament. He might change a few things around, but very cool stuff. Hope you enjoyed the game, guys.